What's up, Platypus? We are back. How are you? What's life got going for you?
I am doing very good today. I know last week I was super high. I'm like, it was the greatest week of my life. This week is still good. It's a very good week, but it's a little bit more normal. I have chores I've got to do because I didn't do them last week, which is why it was such a good week.
Mm,
But life is good, man. I'm having a good time. The CZN is still a lot of fun. In Persona, I look. I know I'm not a big Futaba guy. Oh man, I had a great pun for her name and now I can't remember it. I don't know. It
well,
doesn't matter. All
we
right.
should just get off the podcast. There's no point even talking if you can't remember it.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember a pun. I mean, I really am in my 30s now. Like I should have wrote that down. Anyway, I've been doing good. How about yourself?
Man, I mean, aside from being sick all week, it has been a good week. But my voice is mostly back. I can still feel a little bit of the whatever, but I'm back to filming. I've got the live stream tonight. I did a live stream the other day, so like I feel like things are on the mend. I'm excited. Holidays are coming up. I love Christmas. This is my jam. Like these next couple months, these are my months. This is what I live for.
What is your go-to sore throat remedy? Do you have a home remedy you use?
So not sponsored. I get the Target Severe Throat Drops. This is they're literally sitting next to me. So Up and Up brand, sponsor me, Target. And just tea, man. I love my tea anyways. And so if I get to sit here and have a bigger excuse to drink 14 cups of tea a day, I'm in that.
Is it the chamomile? Is that what it's called?
Oh man,
Camille?
I do have that. So I'm actually currently drinking a honey chamomile right now.
I was gonna say, and let me guess, you put some honey in it, bro.
No,
You are
no,
such a white guy, bro.
I did not
I
put,
don't-
I didn't, I, not that said I don't do it, but I did not do it this time. Actually, you know what my
okay.
favorite teas are? Because I get them from Celestial Seasonings. They have like all these just random like fruit flavors like raspberry, blackberry, and then they have like a couple ones you can only typically find like at their store. And their store is like, I don't know, an hour away from my house. And so the last time we went to them, we went to like their tour. I probably spent like $60 in,
Man,
freaking
just
tea,
on
man.
teas.
I'm like, I'm going to buy all this crap that I can't find in King Supers and I'm going to roll with this. And that's what I did. And so I'm still working that down a little bit.
That's so funny. It's like, you think of tea, it's like you're taking fresh herbs from the garden, grinding them up with some pouring it over hot water, let it soak into the flavor, and then in coffee, it's like take them dirty beans out of the ground and grind them in the dust,
I want
then
dirt.
boil them. That's American. I drink coffee. I can't stand tea, but I love coffee, and I like it bitter, gross, burnt coffee, black that has like no natural earthy flavors. It just tastes like the furnace that they cooked it in, and I'm like, yeah,
See,
that's what my daddy drank, and that's what I drink.
I go black coffee as well, but I do like a good roast. Like for me, now most of the time I'm drinking Folgers just because it's cheap. And half the time I just want a pot of coffee in the morning to get my ass going. But man, if you want to sit down with me at a coffee shop with like a really good coffee, like I am in it. That is my jam. I love that stuff.
I'm gonna accuse Folgers. By the way, I love Folgers, and it's
Mhm.
typically what I buy, unless I buy the store brand and it's cheaper, like Winco. But it's like Folgers. I think they do the Subway thing. I think they're putting artificial smells into
Oh,
their
for
product
sure.
to make it smell better. Because you go into Subway, you're like, this is not what a store smells like, bro.
No.
I've been to sandwich shops, nothing smells like a Subway. Okay, you're doing this, and the same with Folgers. I open that, I'm like, this is too good of a smell.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
you're
For the
you're
price
doing
that you're paying for Folgers, that's definitely not legit.
you are injecting delicious coffee scent into this, and I love it. Keep
hmm
doing it. I love opening Folgers and going, oh yeah, that's my stuff.
Did
I
we
just take a little bit of it and just you know
did we just
get
start the
the
podcast telling everybody that we're white trash? I feel like because we did not go into like give me this premium Colombian, pour over coffee. We're like, what is the cheapest off-brand coffee that has fake smell, and put that in our bodies.
listen. I genuinely had a real dream and then daydreamed all day yesterday. Like I had like 5 daydreams. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, I can't wait to have Jack in the Box later.
Oh, I haven't had Jack in the
Oh,
Box in like a
I
decade,
know
man.
I shouldn't. I promised my doctor I wouldn't. I'm on medication to help keep my cholesterol down. And I'm like, but
Today is the Jack in
today
the Box.
she is not here. What is she gonna do? I was so and that's Jack in the Box isn't even respected in the United States where it's at. Like at least McDonald's, people could be like, oh, there's some nice McDonald's. No, there's no
Yeah.
nice Jack in the Box. That's like Arby's, It's like, what are you
We
doing to
got the
yourself? And
beef.
I love it.
Or no, we got the meats.
We
That's theirs. Yeah.
we've got the meat. Yeah, no, yeah. So
That's
I'm
what
white
she
trash
said.
basically. Like I'm educated white trash, but it's still white trash
Yeah.
deep
We're a
down.
step above the average, I feel.
That's right.
Okay. So speaking of white trash, you hate Futaba. And that's going to get all sorts of comments. How did your Futaba stuff go? Did you pull for
Okay.
her? Like, what did you do?
In my defense, she is the worst character that they've released in the game and in Persona 5. In fact, the worst character in any Persona game that I've played. Okay. So it's not like it's my fault for hating her. She just sucks. I am not gonna pull for her at all. I've decided I'm gonna
Really?
save for Haru. Yeah, I just don't I
Okay.
don't want her. Plus, like I already said, I kind of fundamentally don't like the design of like implementing weaknesses. I kind of already feel like most of the fights they make in this game are
Mm,
already built with the weaknesses of the teams that can go against them in mind. Maybe not for her
yeah. Yeah.
content cycle, right? Because that's kind of her whole thing. But like they're not going to release a fire weakness boss that only weak to fire that Anne doesn't work in, right? You're just like, no, you've got to use Mesa, and that means you got to have Futaba. So I feel like the game kind of won't necessitate her unless you really are determined to use your absolute favorite unit
Mm,
and get weakness bonus for every fight.
okay.
But even then, I also just kind of I don't know. It just to me that her as a character disincentivizes me from using more teams as opposed to
Mm,
just one team that is like a one size fits all.
yeah. So then, did you do the level 30 boss in her event yet?
I have not yet. I've
Okay.
been very, very, very into CZN, as everyone knows, probably playing that like
Nonstop.
5 hours a day at least. And I've been at work. The weekend is when I really, really catch up on Persona. Um,
Okay.
and so what I did do is I got one of the things that I wanted to prioritize. I finally got Messa's whatever confidant up to rank 17. So now I
Mm,
get them bullets every other round with my boy Soy, my Soy boy.
yes.
By the way,
Yes.
my argument earlier didn't make any sense because I'm still using Messa and Soy for every fight. So maybe I should use Futaba so that at least they're always weak to curse. Maybe I will pull her just so I could
Just so you
use
could use those guys.
just so I could use Sapia, sorry, and always have a curse weakness or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's, because the reason I ask about the 30 is so I auto battled until the level 30 fight,
Okay.
as is normal. And this is before I pulled Futaba, mind you. And then I got to level 30 and I died in the auto battle because the computer's too stupid to hit block half the time when you need to
Mhm.
like block the big thing. And so I got
They won't
wiped.
do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like one guy would block and then everyone else is like, this is a great time to buff. I'm like, no, this is a horrible time to buff. Like guard people guard. But in
It
any
is
case,
the
they
worst
wiped.
time
Yeah.
to buff. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I went back and I beat it. I did bring Futaba. I don't feel like Futaba did anything substantial to my run. I ran Mesa, Summer Tomoko, and Cord, I think, in that fight off the top of my head. And honestly, what won it was just Mesa's bleeds. Like he does so much bleed damage that the boss just couldn't really react to it. And I get that like Futaba helps in the mechanics, but honestly, this is a fight where I feel like there's gonna be two things. One, you could beat it with any of the other navigators. I don't think you need Futaba. But two, I feel like there's gonna be a outcry of people that are gonna say I can't beat it because I don't have Futaba. And I'm tempted because someone asked me to make a video on it, but truth be told, my boss videos tank. And so I don't love making videos that I know are gonna do bad. But I might do it just to do it with a different team entirely and just do it off meta. Because the mechanics are basically like you gotta get a thing up to a certain level that she shoots like this harpoon at it. And then it's going to go up in the air, and that's your sign to like block, or you're about to get wiped. Like, you will probably get wiped if you don't block. So it's like as long as you play around that and do a lot of damage, like you're fine. Futaba helps it, and she helps.
Do you think the
decrease
Fox team would survive? Fox team with Yuki just constantly
it.
shielding. Do you think that would just survive it? I mean,
That would be
blocking
a
is
fun
fine.
one to try. I didn't think about
It's not
using
a
Fox.
it's not a bad idea. 'Cause, I mean, Fox's whole gimmick of his whole team is that they just don't die to anything because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
using Marion to keep everyone's HP insanely high, using Yuki to give everyone insane shields, and then Fox just has incredibly high defense anyway.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't even think to use
and
this
you're using
too.
King Frost. You're even using King Frost usually, right? So
I
it's like
love
it's
King
an
Frost.
It's like an impossibly tanky team. But
Those
I mean,
shields are
also
huge.
blocking is typically like it's fine to take a turn off to block as well.
Well,
But
especially if you're not
maybe
chasing a score. Like, who cares if you take one extra turn or two extra turns in the span of the whole fight?
that sounds fun. That's the kind of stuff I really like. Like
Mhm.
again, my biggest issue is like when I just don't have anything to actually do with my characters. I'm like, yeah, okay, auto, 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 auto.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess that was the content for this cycle. So if this is something that like I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna do that today. Maybe I'll do a
Yeah.
boss video. Thanks for the idea, nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Take it from me. I don't really want it. And that's, I mistakenly thought that this was the battle where you get to pick your modifiers. So I'm a little bummed that I was wrong. And ironically, no one called me out, which now everyone's going to call me out in the comments. But I do like that this has got something that has something representing difficulty. I still don't think it's that hard of a fight, but
I
it's
thought
harder than usual.
I thought the roadmap said that they're adding like the Trial of Thorns or whatever,
Next
which
patch.
is the okay,
Yeah.
that's next patch. Okay. Because I thought that was going to be also the one that added all the things. Which so it is just going to become a next patch, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah. Which is good. 'Cause they have
I
nothing
can't
else in
believe
that
that's
patch.
not a I just remove, I don't know, maybe not the guild boss, but maybe remove SOS or something and put in like that kind of
Mm,
something. Put in some weekly always you have this really fun difficult fight, see how far you could push. As opposed to everything is score right now. Everything is
I
always score. Here's score, get the highest score. I want to just see if you could beat it, you know?
I am having SOS Guild Boss Battle Burnout. I was thinking about this the other night because the new ones came out, and I did that whole video just kind of demonstrating using Futaba's 4-star max, and 5-star, so you can get an idea of like the difference in damage or whatever. And you don't know how many comments I got that were things like, oh, that's a terrible score. And the first thing I said in the video is this is not meant to represent score. This is supposed to be a controlled environment where I control the buffs. That way I can isolate down what the actual damage difference is from Futaba specifically. Like, huge
100%.
disclaimer, right? Was never going to push a good score. And so I do all this, and all the comments are,
I saw the post after wait. I saw the post on
oh
YouTube
yeah,
after wait. Like
I'm like,
here's my real score.
and that real score is still just a shitty score anyways. Like, I wouldn't even, like, that was still another one that was like, okay, this is just so I don't lose my ranking, but I could come back and do better. But like, I get so, I don't know, the end of the season will come and I'm like, I don't want to derank, and so I'll do enough to not derank, but like, I just don't care about running the same fight 15 times in a row to get 4 million more points. Like, we've done it for so many months now that it's like, it just doesn't do it for me. Like, it's just repetitive at this point for me.
I don't like my least favorite part about SOS is having to do the 9 fights before you get to the real 2 fights. I'm like, why do you make me do these 9 auto fights? Like, am I gonna fail? I'm at rank. I've been doing this since day 1, bro.
It's another example of, I don't understand their strategy on delaying certain things and pulling other things forward, because I could go into my KR account right now, and the way they do it is once you hit a certain rank, you can click a button and it auto clears those 9 stars for you. You never have to go in those battles.
Like,
Just
please,
get rid,
thank
just
you.
delete them. Honestly, just delete them from the game at this point.
I just don't know why. Yeah, like I don't know if it's as much that I have guild battle and SOS fatigue, which I mean I do, but I think for me it really comes down to score fatigue. Like I just don't want to go for the high score all the time. Sometimes I want to just clear a mission, which is one thing I've liked about CZN is like right now there is no score or anything. Just try to beat it. If you beat it, you beat it, you beat it. That's it.
Yeah.
This is everything that they try to do. It's like look at this, look at your score here, or the boss is so easy where you can't fail. Like even like the hardest fight that they've done in a long time was Gembu, and that one was still not too hard. And the one after that was super easy. So I'm hoping Futaba's one's a little bit harder, but yeah, I definitely have score. I have score for. Well, yeah, but you know me, I'm gonna try to use Sapia and Soy and whatever. Like I'll try to use some whatever BS to clear it.
I think
but
that
still,
makes it more fun.
100%. I mean, that's the reason I do it is because it's fun. But I have score fatigue for sure. Every time they're like, "Oh yeah, here's what rank you are based off your score," I'm like, "Yeah, but does everything always have to be about that?" Like this is, I think they tried to lean like a little too heavily into the like I think Sword of Convallaria, although it was boring in a lot of ways, they had some good ideas where
Their tower
most
mode
of the
was
game
good.
was just like single player and you're just playing it.
Hmm.
And then they have like a mode where it's like this is the scoring mode, right? And you see how good you could do in the score. And I feel like Persona kind of has it on its head where it's like the only thing is the scoring modes, and then everything that isn't the scoring mode is so easy it doesn't even really matter what you have.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
I hope they lean more into more difficult, just clear content, and then like keep a little bit of scoring modes for people that really like whipping their dicks out, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, and maybe you are saying the better ways. It's the score fatigue. Like I mean, some of the, oh, let me go back. All of the guild bosses and all of the SOS bosses at this point, if you have a decent enough roster, they're all easy. And the challenge is the score itself, right? Like, so you can beat Yui's electric boss with Queen. You could beat it with freaking, I don't know, Katone if you wanted to. So they're not hard fights. The difficulty is obviously trying to push your score. But I'm with you. Like, I really don't care that much anymore about that. Like I want something that makes me think. And this is why I always go back to Astrolab, and it's a shame that they aren't able to get it in just yet, because to me that is like where you start thinking. Or Tartarus later on. And there's only so many modes in the game entirely, so there's only so many things I can say. But that's where I'm looking forward to it. And I think for Guild Boss, like I'm always going to try to do well, especially for the guild itself. But SOS, like I'm at the point where keep me roughly in the middle of the pack, and I'm not even going to try to push for top 5%. Like plus I'm in rank 8, which is like the whale territory. So I'm not going to get in the top 100. Like it's just not going to happen.
100%. Plus, it's like if you just see the element that they are and you pick the characters that are of that element and you auto, like you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
At this point, if the characters are built, you've got good gear, and stuff like that. So, and the auto in this game is like in Persona is pretty reasonable because there's just not that many variables.
Yeah.
There's not that many decision making points the AI has to make. It's like, is it going to use skill 1 or skill 3? And it's like if it has the stacks, it's going to use skill 3. If it doesn't have the stacks, it's going to use skill 1, kind of stuff. So, um, you could definitely do better by playing manually, by ordering turns, putting off highlights, timing things just right. But like the AI will get you like probably 70% of your score.
Yeah. Speaking of scores and everything else, we were talking about this on my last live stream. And so I want to kind of pose it to you as well. So they changed the scoring in SOS. I'm not sure if it's SOS and Guild Boss, I have to look. But in any case, it gives you a higher multiplier if you're using the correct element. So it's times 3 now. And so a lot of people were commenting that they feel like that's kind of a push towards pay to win or unfair, because what if you don't pull, like for example, Fox, it's an ice battle. Now you could do Katone, but obviously she's not going to do as good as Fox. But they feel like it might be a little bit unfair. And my stance on this, and then I want to hear yours, I think that's okay. I think it's okay for the game to want to find a way to make people spend money to pull characters. Because otherwise, if there's no reason to ever spend money and pull anything for anybody entirely, the game just goes away. So if whales want to win the scores by pulling these characters and in multiples at that, I don't know. I'm okay with that. It's not the worst monetization thing I've ever seen in my life, for sure.
I guess there's two things I would say. One, it sounds like a mesa nerf, if anything. It's like, hey, we didn't want to have to add percent-based whatever immunity to all enemies forever going forward and balance it. So we're just going to make it so you get a better multiplier if you're not using them, basically. Maybe it's like a Sapia nerf in that way, too. Because it's like, oh, because they do percent-based damage. Even with the reductions, it's still going to be a crazy amount. So it feels like they just want to disincentivize like those style of builds. Or like, hey, I have a maxed out A6 queen, and she just does better than whatever unit like can do, right?
Yeah.
But for the argument let me do a stronger the argument of like, oh, it pushes the game pay to win. I'm like, but what the hell are you talking about? Like, I mean, in the sense where it's like, in what way is the game not the most pay to win on the scores of all time? Like, it's already 100%. It's not like, I don't know, if something is like, yeah, every person at the top already has the maxed out characters in their guild. And it's like, it only pushes it more pay to win is if you're currently in the top 1,000 and it pushes you down to the top 2,000 because like you care about that a lot. But like, you're not going from you're not going to go up to top 10. You already weren't there. So I don't understand. Like, what does it matter?
And like, do you really care about the 10 coins you might have gotten? Like,
Like, what is the arbitrary number that you care about that you're not going to be able to hit? Like the whales
mhm.
already have the units. They're going to get the units.
They're gonna get them
They're
in
not
six
change.
copies. Like,
They're not changing anything.
yeah,
I only think this change affects negatively. So it will make the whales ensure that they spend the more money. Whoever
yeah,
spends the more money will be even more likely to win now.
yes.
But I just don't think that affects people like you, me, or like anyone below the top 10, maybe top 100, ever. Like I just don't see why it matters.
Oh yeah. When I think always like to like the top 10, top 100, top 200 even. It's such an interesting ranking, I guess, in my head because like no one else really cares about. Like nobody is like trying to be like I'm gonna break in to the top 50 in this game as a free to play. Like you're not going to. Like or maybe there's one crazy ass person out there that's that good. Like I don't know. Good luck to them. But like you were never playing the same game. Like
Yeah,
I'm sorry you just weren't. Like
it's I like there's a level of fairness that I think is okay in a gotcha,
mhm.
but like to complain about fairness in a gotcha, I kind of feel like is I don't know. It's like, but why is all this damn water so wet? You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
it's like it's built in to the foundation core identity to be unfair and lopsided. Like that's
yeah. You know, what's funny is I look
so.
at something like this, which I think is the least of the concerns for are you fair or not. And then I just did the beta for the City of Final Fantasy Duellum, and I was so beyond excited for it because it's one of my favorite franchises. And then
I
the City
I love it.
franchise is amazing. And first of all, a little bit of a tangent, the game sucks. The
Um,
controls are terrible. And I was doing it on BlueStacks, so I do know they would control better on a phone. But when I say better, that doesn't mean it's good. It's not going to control well. And the way that they do their pull system, they have character pulls, which is basically getting their outfits. But when you get their outfit, you unlock the character. And then you have all of your skills you have to pull for. So you start off with just
oh,
some generic crap. And the only thing I think they did really cool is, and this I hope every gacha game in the future does this, on your starting banner, where you do your first kind of 10 pull or whatever, if you don't like your rolls, you could just say try
you could
again.
do the infinite reroll on
Yeah,
the first
without
10.
ever having to do anything else. And I'm like, that's fucking beautiful. Like, give me that to
I
every game.
love
Yeah.
I love that. I've definitely had that before, but it is not common enough.
Which is
I
funny
just
because they know people are going to reroll.
yeah.
But
They want to put like this game had a huge like hurdle to get into the reroll, right? It's like a
yeah.
20-minute reroll. Although now like it's kind of funny because you get like Vulcan said like he went to like hard pity on like the normal banner with how many free giveaways there are in
Yeah.
in CZN.
Yeah.
Um but like that's so funny.
But yeah, so you have to pull the powers and to rank. So like you know how most games like this game included, you know, you get to say rank 10, or rank 5 of a power, and then you have to get your character level 20 to like go up another rank, and you have to use like
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
whatever. To break through your powers, you have to pull a duplicate of it. So now take your ultra rare power that has a point whatever drop rate, it's really small, and you want to break it through, you have to pull it a second time. And the whole game is PvP. It's kind of like a MOBA in some ways. And so you're on a team of 3v3, PvP based. And I can tell you, if you are going against somebody with all their SR and you are leveled skills and you don't have them, you might as well not play the game. And so you want to talk about pay to win. The person who's buying into those polls to level up all those skills, you're not even, it's a different game. Like they're not even like in your realm. So like when I think pay to play or pay to win, that's the kind of BS I think about. Like it's a terrible freaking model. Not to completely shit all over Dissidia, but they really did miss the mark on this one.
Well, and the more PvP there is, the more like everyone's memed on Diablo Immortal, right? It's
Oh yeah,
like a
yeah.
game where a guy spent like $100,000 in the first week, and he was so strong in the game that the matchmaking couldn't find anyone on his level, so he couldn't play PvP because his gear score was so much higher
Too
than
high.
every other person's in the game. It was outside of like the acceptable range, which I thought was super funny. But yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really into PvP gotchas most of the time,
Yeah.
but it's still it's like out of all I just don't think Persona really has it is pay to win, but it's not like the kind of pay to win that needs to take away your fun. The pay to win is all arbitrary. It's basically, I don't want to say narcissist. It's like negative, but it's like it's purely dick measuring contests.
Yeah.
It's like who it has no actual value at all. Not even like a sense of like you get to beat somebody. I feel like it's just like, I don't know. It's like you got 24 million, you got 25 million, you're ranked 7, you're ranked 6. Like,
Yeah, I mean, unless you're playing a game where it's like Ethereum Restart had their tournaments. And so,
yeah.
If you have a tangible, if I do this, I could win $100,000 and get brought to, Korea to do a big live tournament. Like that's a different ballgame. Okay. That's whole esports genre. Anything else, it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. I think it's, to your point, it's just, I want to look cooler, or, and I don't want to knock people, because there are people that just enjoy that, who just want to be the top, and that's how they enjoy their life. And so I don't like, it's the whole, I don't want to yuck someone's yum. I'm okay with that as well. And I'm thankful for the whales, but I think for the most average of people, or the vast majority of people, like if you can just let it go and just enjoy the game at its base value and not worry about the scores, not worry about, do you need an A2, an A7, R6, like the game is so much better when you don't think about all that nuance.
I think one of my big issues, like I'm kind of formulating it like with Persona, because again, I really, really actually like the game. We just don't get a chance to, because like talking about the story and stuff is spoilers, right? So I don't get to talk about the aspects of the game I really love. It's more the day-to-day stuff. But it's like, I feel like they cater to like every type of player besides me almost. It's like they cater to the whales with the big dicks and get the big, big, big number on the guild battle. You min-maxed every single turn perfectly for 8 turns in a row. They prioritize and really take good care of the hyper casual people who just kind of want to enjoy the story and go through and have a good time and kind of vibes with your characters. But like, where's like just the classic difficult JRPG player where it's like, I want to beat really hard super bosses. That's like my thing, is like, I don't care about having the best score because I want to win, but it's like the Dark Souls thing, right?
Yeah.
Dark Souls isn't how much damage can you do to this boss. It's like, can you just beat this boss? And once you beat that boss, everyone knows what it means. That's why I kind of like there being no difficulty options in that game. But if I clear Trial of Thorns rank 40 or whatever, everyone's like, okay, we've all done this. Good job. What was your strategy? What's my strategy? I'm having trouble. I'm stuck at 35. What did you guys do? Like, it just adds, that's where I really like thrive in a game, is like really, really fun, that kind of stuff.
I wonder how they could implement that here.
It could be tough, but even Dragon Quest Tact did it. But like when they released the boss, like let's say the whatever Futaba's boss, I don't know the name of it. But like Dragon Quest Tact went a little too hard. But still, the idea was they released the boss, and instead of having 5 difficulties, it had 50 difficulties, literally.
Wow.
And you could not clear 50. I think that was like too extreme, and just like how gradual each step was. I don't care about how hard it got. It was just like, I don't want to clear 25 stages before I'm challenged. It's like, it was that. I was like, come on. But there is this idea of, instead of 5 stages, I don't know, make stage 5 way harder, make it be 10 stages and keeps getting as hard. Like, just and maybe it's like you can, because I think Trial of Thorns did something like this, where it's like, if you clear 1, you don't need to go to 2, you can go straight to like 4 or something, right? Like you could
that's actually
over.
That's what we're doing now, is like you clear stage 5 and it opens up 10, and so you just go straight to 10. Yeah,
good. So you can leapfrog it. But the point is, like, I think if they just do that kind of stuff whenever they release a boss fight, just make the top end way harder. It's okay for whales to lose too, if they not be able to auto stuff, because that's what Kage's issue. He's like, every time content comes out, I auto all of it. I don't even need to pay attention to anything that comes out.
Yeah,
and I'm
he
like,
has to care
is
about
that what
scores,
you want?
and that's it.
I was like, come on, man. I don't know.
Well, and I think it's
what are your ideas?
Yeah, no, I think I think Astrolab in the first season of Astrolab is probably the hardest one. I think that tried to do that a little bit, give harder content for more rare rewards for your mindscape. And I think I don't know, I think they still went a little bit too soft on it, honestly, because if you have a wide enough roster, you're fine. Now, if you have been avoiding polling, like I still know a couple people that are skipping basically everybody except for
Until
when Barry comes
Barry
out.
comes out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Barry.
And I'm like, you
The
could.
worst, the single worst designed character I've seen in my life, bro. What an ugly ass character.
That's funny.
They don't fit in that. They don't fit in that world at all. I think they
I
look
don't know.
so
I
stupid.
think the summer characters look the worst in this game, honestly, but it just looks stupid
That
in
might be.
battle. But like
That's true.
yeah, so like if you've not pulled anybody, then yeah, you're screwed. Like you're screwed. Like I'm sorry, just accept that reality now. Like you're not going to out content it, outbeat it because you don't have any characters to use on it. So I think like that they try to do, but again, if you've pulled any amount of characters, you're probably fine. Is it going to be a free fight for a lot of people? No. And you do have to think a little bit like, oh, if I use, you know, 4 of my foxes in the first 4 fights and then I need an ice damage unit for the last fight, well, okay, I might have screwed myself there, right? So you do have to plan a little bit. But I don't think that'll be challenging for you. I don't think it's challenging for myself. And so I think if they did more of a, to your point, like a tower type boss, and I don't know, like I really liked what sort of Convalari did with their, what was it called? Like a nightmare tower or
They had the Tower of Adversity. Was like the second one they added. The first one was like the one time you clear it, you're kind of done. Then the second one was like the Tower of Adversity.
Yeah. That's because I remember like certain challenges, and it was so impressive to me because you were probably the fastest to clear through most of it, but you were doing it with like 2-star characters because I forget what his name was, but the archer dude. Like,
Outlaw Archer.
Yeah,
man.
dude, he owned that mode. And so like to me it was like that one tested because there were some really hard challenges in that one. There was one fight I remember where you're on like a dock, and if you let was it Leonid? If you let him anywhere where he could straight line you, you are gone because he would one shot whoever you put in front of him. And it was like, well, wait a minute, I can bring this item that puts out a dummy, get him over there. I can then kite him around this fountain, but I still had to do it within a certain amount of turns. And so like it was strategic. It was more like there was not a way to get through that fight by brute force. You had to think about that fight. But then,
especially that early into the game, because you didn't have your account level was locked at a lower level, right?
Yeah.
So that was so fun.
And I think as long as like you got to structure the limited rewards, kind of like they do in the fights now, it's like level 30 is just a badge. You got to structure your gems, your leveling materials, whatever the thing is going to give you, to where your average players can get it. And then I think everything above that is just for bragging rights. And so you and I can have fun. Like we could do a back-to-back video against each other. Be like, hey, who can clear the highest, you know, up to rank, you know, if there's 50 difficulty levels, who gets the shiniest badge by the end of the season? And like, that's it. Like the whales are going to win for sure. But you and I have similar-ish accounts. You know, we could go back and be like, hey, you know, how did you solve this? How did I solve this? And then it becomes fun, but it's hard. And if you don't want to do it or you suck at it, okay, your badge is 3% less shiny. Like, who cares?
This is I'm having fun just talking about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm already having more fun right now. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great time, man. I'd do that.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's the kind of stuff I would love to see them get to. Because like Tartarus as a roguelike mode, I think is great. You know, that'll be a fun one for people. But that's after the anniversary. That's like the patch after anniversry. So that's not coming anytime soon. Yeah. Like everyone's like, oh, I can't wait for P3R. I'm like, me either. But like, you got a hot minute before that's coming over here.
It's like 7 months, right? Like,
it's
maybe 6 months.
Yeah. It's out there. Yeah, I think it's about 6 months because I think what's her face
The game
is 6 months.
The game came out in July.
Okay. So then, yeah, so like 5-6 months roughly is where we're sitting on that one. But yeah, it's oh, go ahead.
Might have been June. I think it was July. I think I was playing Etheria Restart in June, then I dropped it in July. That's when I think it came out.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, like I can't think of other modes except for when you fight. Well, I'm doing fishing. I totally forgot how to do fishing in this game. When you fight the other actual characters in the game, like when you fight Summer Matoha or when you fight Fox, like those are hard fights. Like those will be fun, but they're not. I think it just needs to be there all the time. Like just something that resets every month or something like that.
Yeah, just more like just more fights to do that are fun and aren't just purely about the score, I think. Yeah. But also like it would be nice if they sped up the palaces a little bit, especially when the content's like pretty much done. But they're like, hey, here's the second half of the whatever third palace, and then they release a roadmap, and the roadmap doesn't even have the next update of the next palace on it or
No,
anything. I'm like,
it's a
what?
while. Like, because we
It's
still have
like
2 more updates to the palace, I think, if I'm not
it's
mistaken.
like a month and a half away. It's like 45 days. It's like, why is it so far?
Yeah.
Like, does it have to be 4 patches in between this? Like, you can't speed up anything. I'm okay catching up. I
Hmm.
honestly, if you just keep the game exciting in the meantime, but who knows? I think well, no, then they're adding the stupid confidant for Typhoon, but they're not adding Typhoon, right?
Tycoon, yeah. No, it's and you know what,
Tycoon.
I can do a lot with Tycoon on the in between because I do really love that card game. But I still like it's my biggest WTF from that whole decision. I'm like, who in their right mind thought that was the play? Like,
Like, hey, this guy will help enhance your Tycoon gameplay. Now it's not implemented yet, but we hope you
right.
raise the social link. I'm like, but
It's not even like his rewards, unless you're the top competitive Tycoon people. Like they're not that good. Like it's not like game
yeah,
breaking. Like you can play Tycoon without any one of his upgrades. Um, and so like it's because somebody was arguing with me. They're like, well, I mean, arguing is a strong word, but they were like, oh, but this just means that when the mode actually comes out, I've already got him pre-farmed. I'm like, well, first of all, a lot of people aren't going to push his confidant that quickly, to last the 2 weeks. And I'm like, also, it's only 2 weeks. Just give us. They should have given us what's her face Riddle, Miyu now, and just put him with this freaking patch that he actually came with.
yeah, like why? It is weird to kind of try to frame it as a positive. Like, well, now I could pre-farm it. It's like you already could have pre-farmed. I mean, I don't know. It's like you could have been buying his
Gifts,
gifts in advance also and stuff like that. It just
storing up coffees or whatever. Like if you
don't
really
try
want
to
to rush a
twist them not
person,
adding content as a good thing. How dare
no,
you?
no.
They were arguing and they're in trouble. I'm excited for that. That was a very like it's not that big of a deal, but it was definitely like a huh
Yeah,
kind of moment. I'm
yeah.
like,
It's
okay.
it makes me feel like sometimes they're disconnected because I'm like, could you not look at that and really realize that that was not going to be popular? Like 7 people like that, and everyone else is going to be like, that's weird, or just outright stupid. I don't know. Intern
It's
could
like
mess that one up.
we've released the confident that you'll be able to use to enhance your Astrolab experience. Astrolab will be coming in 2 months, so we hope that you enjoy their story.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? Just give us the Astrolab then.
yeah.
We don't want to overload players. What if they can play the content for 2 days? We don't want to overload the players, you know.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I don't know. Thinking about the story though, because you mentioned speeding that up, I feel like they just need to separate that off into its own kind of update schedule. And I can hear some of the background arguments of, oh, but what if you didn't have this character when the story came out? That would make it so much harder. And I'm like, I don't disagree that future characters get stronger and make content easier. But I also, like, if I think about the palace boss, I'm not going to say anything, but like the way that they work for the end of this particular palace, I think we have the characters we need to do it. I don't think there's a single character that I'm like, oh, you have to pull this character to get through, the boss fight or whatever. And so I don't think there's any limiter there. And you know how palaces work. I'm not saying anything we don't already know. You get new story characters in the palaces. And so they're promoting a given unit. Like we just got Rico or whatever her name is. And so
Mhm.
obviously like they promote that character to be used within that particular palace. And so the ancillary characters that come from patches aren't necessarily like to push the story. You know what I mean? Like so there's no real harm in speeding that up from a story perspective. And here's the thing is where I think it'll actually benefit them financially. If all of a sudden they said, okay, new story updates every 2 weeks or every 2 to 3 weeks even, right? And people are going to burn through that content because that's what we do. They're going to get all the rewards and they're going to feel great about it. And then they're not going to get those rewards again when the character came out that would have came out at the same time. And they're going to either have to wait or spend money. And so
That's true.
they're going to burn through all that stuff earlier. I think that actually would probably make them more money.
I think that it definitely could. I mean, obviously, I think the main argument against it, which isn't even my argument, is that like then everyone gets bored and they're not excited because now it's going to be like really long between story updates, I guess. But it already feels so long. Like at the
Yeah.
point, it's like, oh, it takes a month and a half to get a story update. And like, then what's 2 months? Is it really that much longer at that point? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is the most cynical thing I'll say about the game. I think they did a and this is a little conspiracy. I got a tinfoil hat on. I feel like they did the palace in 4 parts and have a double palace that takes this long just so they can avoid designing another free character for us. I think they're like, listen, we're gonna make this palace. It's actually 2 palaces, and really it's 4 palaces. That way we don't have to get free design characters for these losers. We'll make it last as long as possible. I'm like, bro, I that's what it feels like, right? Like I feel like they're stretching it a little long just to avoid giving us new characters for free.
Maybe.
It could be a tinfoil hat though. I mean, I have the
It's
tinfoil
a
hat.
fun tinfoil hat though. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm watching you. The next palace is actually a series of 9 palaces, but it's all one palace. It's like Sauron, but it's like, but you get one. You only get the one character. I'm like, all right,
I mean,
all right.
hopefully these side stories for the P5 cast, holds people over a bit. That would be nice. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean they're fun. They're nifty. Like I like the little museum and the bank stuff.
yeah, but it's like, I mean, those stories to me are okay, but they're all the same. It's like, oh, new character needs to find her friends. Oh, new character needs to find his friends. Like, it's not like this is another place where I just think they need to ramp it up and be like, hey, they keep saying that this is part of the main story. It's not side content. And I'm like, okay, we'll start like really leaning into that. Like, I don't want to be 72 before I find out the connection here.
It doesn't make any sense. It's not main story content. Like they're lying. They can retcon it, but as of now, it's just side content. If you miss those events, you're not lost in the main story.
Not at all.
You're not like, what the hell's going on? None of those characters are showing up.
It's so funny too, because like when you leave that palace, they forget everything. And that's like one of the things they talk about is, oh, we can only remember it when we get in here. And it's always like, oh, this feels kind of deja vu. Oh, that's right, we did this before. And so there's not even like a connection to like the day-to-day game where it's like, oh, do you remember that Joker dude? Or, Ryuji or whatever else?
It's because it's totally side content. And maybe after a year or 2 years, after they get all the Persona characters in, but then it'll probably restart with Persona 3, and then it'll restart with Persona 4. But eventually they'll have to retcon it to be like, oh yeah, they remembered all this or something, right?
I don't know. We'll see. It does feel a little slow for getting story updates though, and it's such a bummer because it is part of the strongest content in my opinion. Is the going through the palaces and seeing the original part of the story. I'm selfish.
So good.
Yeah,
it's so good. The palaces are so good. The mementos, I know it's just the same wallpaper and it lasts forever, but it's just fun. I don't know. It's just like,
I like
it
mementos.
feels like an RPG. I'm just driving through, doing some fights, getting some treasures. To me, it doesn't feel like a chore. It just feels like I'm doing stuff. I'm excited. But then it's like I'm in a menu, selecting a menu to get a high score on a boss fight that I fought 5 times. I'm like, that part's not fun to me.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Agreed. Awesome, man. Well, I am kind of with you. Like, I'm looking forward to doing this stuff on the stream, and that's why I haven't done any of the new palace stuff. Well, I think I had to do the first stage to unlock the boss, but I'm saving it all for stream, and I'm not even gonna rush it. Like, I could probably really blitz through it tonight if I wanted to on stream, but I think I'm gonna make it take a couple weeks because what else am I gonna do, right?
Just take some time. It's so fun. Like, this is the type of content that I really, really don't want to rush.
Yeah.
I just want to have some fun with it, you know?
And then I get to go play ZZN. I love that game, man. Oh my God, that game is so addictive. I play the zero mode at least 2 or 3 runs a night now.
I am thinking about Tuesday so much. I'm so excited. Tuesday is the update and it's Veterans Day, so I don't work. And I'm like, oh yeah, bro.
So much content in that update too.
Thank you, veterans. For whatever it is you do, for giving me a day off work. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm all in on CZN right now. It's just super fun.
It's so I've even had a couple people tell me they've left P5X for ZZN, which, I mean, I'm obviously still in P5X. I'm not going anywhere for that, but I can see it because it really does. It has probably the worst progression system I've ever played. It just takes way too freaking long to level somebody up. But if you take that away, and it sounds like they're going to start trying to fix that with this update, you take that criticism away that I personally have, and the moment to moment gameplay is just so solid. I have no complaints about the moment to moment.
It's so good. Also, people are starting to ask it as Platt quit Persona 5. Am I Platt, have you quit Persona 5? I genuinely have it. It's just an ass just like strike while the iron's hot. This game
Yeah.
is very good, very fun, but it's also very popular, and it's just doing well, performing well on the channel, you know?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, listen, for a couple months here, like it's got to be CZN. And eventually the views will start falling off, and I'm going to make sure that I'm still playing Persona because I do really, really like Persona, but there is an aspect of like, I don't know. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
this right now, this is the thing right now.
Yeah. Well, and you and I have talked about it too, about even this podcast of like, how do we transition and just talk more broadly about games or gotcha games? Because it's obviously, this all kind of falls into the same niche. And, I always sit back and wonder, besides just the fun banter and people get to look at our beautiful faces, how boring is it going to be if every single week we're like, there's no new content. The stories need to come faster. The game's really flipping easy. Like, how many episodes do you really want to sit and watch us say the same thing versus we can talk about a broader spectrum? I know a lot of the Discord community that I have is into DNA. A lot of us are in the ZZN.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously get beta tests. Arknight Enfield beta test is coming up that I'm trying to get into. So like that will be a popular one to talk about. And I know not every game is for everybody, and we did start this with Persona, but I do feel like there's a natural kind of progression of you can't say the same thing 4 weeks in a row and expect people to care.
100%. And I think it is natural progression. Like this isn't a game that is like, I don't know a good game. Maybe Magic the Gathering, where it's like literally every week there's like a bunch of stuff, new stuff being announced. This game is like a little more casual. It doesn't need a weekly podcast dedicated to it. Even though we've made it work so far.
Yeah.
But I do think we'll just need to, if people want to keep watching us, I think we'll need to branch out a little bit. Now you did mention Arknight's Enfield, and so I think one of the things that will become my responsibility is if you're going to play a game like DNA or whatever, like it's my responsibility to at least get a couple hours in it and play 2 hours. That way we could talk about it on a podcast. Like what did
That's
I like?
fair.
What didn't I like? How am I feeling? So
Oh yeah. And
that way that makes it natural. Because right now we could do podcasts about CZN because we're both
easily.
playing it.
Yeah.
And we both have knowledge about the game. But it's like I've been playing this, you've been playing that. So
yeah, what is that? Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like I think thankfully you and I do kind of bridge over to a lot of the same games, partially because we just talk offline and we're like, oh, this looks cool, let's talk about it. But yeah, I mean, if you started playing like this grand journey through Bob's Booby Matrix the fourth gotcha game, and I've never even looked at it, like I'm just gonna receive information. I've got nothing to bounce off of you.
No, well, it's Bob's Booty, not
Oh,
booby.
that's right.
It's
That's
booty.
right. My bad.
Okay. So where everyone's a little more interested now because everyone's naturally a butt person. We all know this.
You want to hear something funny? So
yeah,
totally off topic, but I'm not sure why this made me think about it. My wife was messing around with ChatGPT, and she has a really cute picture of her, and she's like, "Take this picture, put me in New York." She just want to like see it, right? It took the picture, made her 4 times more thick, changed her hair into a whole nother person, and then put it to New York. She's like, I gave you the freaking picture. Like, I don't know. When you said thick booty, like that's what I thought of was my wife, apparently.
ChatGPT does not like New York, apparently.
Clearly.
It's like, oh yeah, let me guess. Unless it was, you mean thick, like she was just like thick. But it sounded like maybe
they ballooned her up quite a bit.
Yeah, they ballooned her up.
I don't know why.
That's really funny.
Your title made me think of that. So yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. And it'd be interesting too, because I think, the community has a lot of games that they like to see. And I'm not against when I have time, like loading up a game, trying it for a few hours, seeing what it's all about. And, as long as I have the time for it. But there's going to be those like super popular ones. You've got Anansa coming next year, NTE, both of those are kind of hot. Arknight Enfield, DNA. I played DNA when it came out. I did the first story chapter, whatever arc you want to call it. So the whole 1.0 story. I thought it was fantastic. I actually really liked the story. And I have yet to have a chance to log back in to do any real grinding. It's like I see the guild or the Discord talking about it, and I'm like, I can't keep up because it's like that's a game you have to dedicate to. That is not a game you can casually play, in my opinion. Like you have to grind so much. But like at least I can look at it and be like, oh yeah, I can talk about the story. It was fantastic. And like the final scene was one of the best in a gacha game ever. Like, I don't know. It could be cool to see what the community wants us to look at.
I'm telling you, you got to play Octopath COTC before it goes EOS. Although they're coming out with Octopath Traveler Zero, so
I
maybe
was
you
just
don't.
looking
But
at just doing Travel Zero.
I'm telling you, because that story with August is so
Mm.
good. It's so dark and awesome. But that was like the best story I've had in a Gacha game.
Okay.
But also the Suikoden Gacha is coming up at some point.
Oh, you're gonna play the
And
shit out of
Suikoden,
that one.
I'm gonna play a bunch of it. I think it's a good fit for all the channels. It's a turn-based RPG based off of a classically beloved franchise, and it's gonna bastardize it in some sense, but it's still gonna be fun, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and
So
you're a
I'm
big
ready.
fan of that franchise to begin with, so I could see you doing a ton of great content for that one specifically.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Suikoden's just like, I mean, I don't know, like Suikoden is like Chrono Trigger, like in a
Oh,
sense to me. I'm like, it's just like a classic, fantastic game. Chrono Trigger, I think, is better, but Suikoden is like, can you imagine in Chrono Trigger if you had 106 playable characters or whatever it is, the 106 stars of destiny? It's like it was a very, uh, it was a game that was ahead of its time
yeah. Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Reminds me of like Star Ocean, where they had like 1,000 freaking characters. It was like 80 characters or some shit like that.
Star Ocean has it. That one kind of yes, kind of no. I mean, I can go into all the nerdy details, but like you could at least Star Ocean 3 you could recruit a bunch of inventors and then you would use them for the game's really complex crafting system
Mm.
that it just oh my god, that game. Oh my god. Star Ocean 3 is so obscure sometimes. It felt like an old Digimon game, but
There you go.
it's also incredibly good. I love Star Ocean 3 a lot.
I would totally play a gacha game that was nothing but crafting. I don't know what it is, but I love crafting in games, and I probably spent more time in Final Fantasy 14 doing the crafting jobs than I did my main job. Like I did the whole story, of course, but like I would sit there for days in a row just crafting crap. Like I didn't care. It was
It's
so fun.
it's so funny like cuz I was going to say it's like I thought Final Fantasy 14 sucked. I
Really,
didn't like it at all, but fuck that I love that crafting.
the
I
crafting was so good.
loved crafting in that game, man. It was so fun to become a forester or whatever, put on my dumbass hat, go out and just
Oh, and if you
turn
did,
in stealth,
if you
running
were
through for my trees.
absolutely ridiculous like I was, and you leveled all the crafting and gathering to their max, like you would just switch it out. Like, okay, I need to go get iron for this recipe. Cool. I'm gonna go mine it. Oh, but now I need the wood to do blah blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna get the wood. And I would spend just hours just like looping around
I
getting stuff.
I love the crafting and gathering in that game. It was so fun and satisfying.
Mm,
But like as far as like the gameplay, I was like, this is just so much worse than classic WoW for me. I'm like everything about it I thought was so much worse than classic WoW that I just like I couldn't get into it. But different strokes, different folks, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Awesome, man. Well, we're coming up close to an hour, so I think this might be about where we draw this one to a close. So, any other topics you want to touch on before we say goodbye to the peoples?
Uh I mean, here's the thing. We're gonna start a topic. It's gonna go for another half hour,
Exactly.
right? So we should probably because again we could talk about CZN, the new season, stuff like that. I'm excited.
Easily.
But at the end of the day, you've got a family. I've got to do some chores. I think it's probably good for us to salvage our time instead of continue because we already talked for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before the stupid podcast started,
Oh
you
yeah, we
know?
did. We always chat for a while before we start this thing, which is good with me. But yeah, I think people maybe don't realize that you and I like will sit there and just shoot the shit for like an hour before we even press go.
Yeah, it's easy. It's just easy to just keep talking
Hmm.
and having a good time. It's fun to talk about games. That's all there
Yeah.
is to it.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, with that, I guess people, thank you for hanging out for another episode, and we will see you on the next one. Send us away, Plat.
Per platypus and bear a puss are out a puss. We will see you on the flip flops. Bye.